So you're moving to Hawaii, but you have no idea what part of the island should I live on? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you my top 6 best places, in my opinion, of course, of the best places to live in Oahu. So stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. All right, guys, like I mentioned in this video, we're going to cover the top 6 best places to live in Oahu, in my opinion, of course. I would love to hear from you guys. So if you guys have some different places you think that are better, put them in the comment section down below. But before we jump into that, let me quickly introduce myself if this is your first time here. My name's Patrick Longley. I'm a licensed realtor out here in Hawaii and have been for nearly a decade. And if you guys have any questions and just want to talk story, I got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. With that being said, let's jump into the top 6 best places to live in Oahu. The first place, which you probably have never heard of if you don't actually live out here in Hawaii, is Pacific Palisades. Now, Pacific Palisades is located up in the hills of Pearl City and is actually a really beautiful area, and it's got a lot of benefits to that area. The first benefit is up in the hills. Generally, what you'll notice is anywhere you live, like if it's lower this area or upper this area, upper is almost always a little bit nicer, and this is part of Upper Pearl City, but it is also known as Pacific Palisades. And Pacific Palisades offers beautiful views of Pearl Harbor because you're up on the hills. You get some amazing breezes that come through there, and additionally, you're only a stone throw away from Pearl City proper, which has all the big box stores that you need. It's also close to Pearl Harbor. If you're stationed out here and you're stationed at Pearl Harbor, you're actually only 10 minutes away from Pearl Harbor or from work. And lastly, if you like going to town or being a townie or getting out, going out, having a drink or hanging out with your friends in town, you're only about 15-20 minutes from town. So it's very convenient where it's located. And once again, you're kind of away from the hustle and bustle of Lower Pearl City, and you're up in kind of this nice suburban area where you have some stunning views. The second place I would recommend is Ko-olina. Now, Ko-olina is kind of a man-made beach and area. Ko-olina is kind of more of a resort living. It kind of reminds me of Waikiki if Waikiki was a little bit classier and obviously a lot smaller and not as congested. So if you want to have kind of a resort living lifestyle, Ko-olina is a great option for you. They've got these man-made lagoons that they've made, which are amazing to lay out on and swim in. Additionally, you'll see lots of whales swimming by during the whale season. And lastly, they have one of my favorite golf courses right in the neighborhood. Additionally, in Ko-olina, you'll see a lot of people cruising around in golf carts because there isn't a lot of actual street parking, but it kind of encompasses, once again, that resort living where you just kind of cruise around on your golf cart. You've got one market that's in the area, a couple good restaurants, and then of course those beautiful beaches. And additionally, if you do need to go to the big box stores, Costco, Walmart, Home Depot, you're only about 10 minutes away from Kapolei. So you just jump on the freeway, boom, get what you need, and you jump right back into your resort living. The third spot that I would suggest checking out is Hawaii Kai. Now, Hawaii Kai offers, once again, some beautiful views if you live up in the hills. And also, if you are a big boat enthusiast, this is definitely the neighborhood for boat people because they have basically the ocean that runs right into the actual city. You can actually cruise around in your boat. And if you're fortunate enough to buy a house right on the water, you can sometimes dock your boat right in front of your house. So a great option for boat people. Additionally, they have a lot of the conveniences that some of those other places had. You're really close to town without having to live in town. So you're once again maybe about 15 minutes away from Honolulu. You have a Costco right there in Hawaii Kai and some great restaurants around the actual Hawaii Kai harbor. And there's also some great little secret surf spots around that area. Now, the fourth place we're going to mention is Mililani. Now, Mililani is actually the original and first master community built in Oahu. They called it the American City. And what they actually did was they built a master community. They got it broken down into 2 areas. You've got Mililani Town, which is on the ocean side or Makai side of the freeway. And then you have Mililani Mauka, which is on the Mauka or the mountain side of the freeway. Now, Mililani Town, that's going to be more of the original construction of that master community. Homes built in the 80s and 90s. And then you'll see some homes built more in the 90s and 2000s, usually bigger lots, bigger homes over on the Mililani Mauka side. Now, what's popular about this area? Well, not only are you close to the military bases if you are stationed over at Schofield or Wheeler, but additionally, they have some of the best public school system in not only Oahu, but on all the islands. So if you're moving here with your family and schools are very important to you, Mililani is a great option. It's definitely a very family-oriented area and neighborhood. Additionally, they have over 7 rec centers, which you can utilize if you live in Mililani, not only if you're an owner, but also if you're a renter. You also have essentially all the amenities that you would need. You got a Walmart, UFC gym, they've got a mall there with a bunch of great eateries, and also an amazing golf course that I probably go to once a month. Now, the only downside to Mililani that I would say is that it is in the middle of the island, as you can see here on this map. So you are probably the furthest away from the beach than anyone else who lives on the island, because you're literally in the middle of the island. And also what you'll notice is in Mililani, you do get a lot of rain because of where you're located on the island. So you do have a bit more mold that can happen in some of your homes, but with the rain comes lots of lushness and greenery that surrounds you. So you really feel like you're in Hawaii when it comes to the tropics. Now, number 5 on the list would be Kapolei. Now, Kapolei is been coined the second city of Oahu, and that's simply because a lot of the new construction that's going in there. Kapolei and Ewa, they're kind of one and the same. Kapolei is a little bit newer than Ewa, but what we're seeing is a lot of developers are coming in there and building a lot of new construction. So the price per square foot that you actually get and the quality of the home is going to be a lot better than what you would see maybe on the east side. You get more of a mainland style type of homes, double wall construction, dual pane windows, solar. Sometimes you'll have central or split AC, and you can find plenty of single family homes in this area under $1 million, which is sad to say unheard of for a lot of parts of the island. You also have, once again, all the big box stores you could potentially want in Kapolei, the Walmarts, the Home Depots, the Lowe's, the Costco's, the Sam's Club, anything and everything you could possibly think of is right there in Kapolei. Additionally, they are building the Heart Rail, which has been a topic of conversation the last couple of years because it's been taking way too long to build that thing. But at one point, that thing will be completed and will go, I believe in 2031, if we ever get there, will take you all the way from essentially Kapolei or Ewa all the way to town to Ala Moana, which would be extremely convenient so that you can kind of combat that traffic that everybody's always complaining about. And that's the one thing I would say about the Kapolei and Ewa area is that you have to watch out for the traffic. Depending on the time that you leave, you could essentially double the amount of time. So if you're going from Kapolei to town during the morning hours, during rush hour, something that generally should only take you 30 minutes could take you an hour plus, and vice versa when you're leaving town and going to Kapolei during the rush hour, say about 3:30 to 6:30, same thing. You could see yourself taking about an hour plus to get back home. And the number one best neighborhood, in my opinion, of course, and I am biased because I live here, is Kailua. Now, Kailua is absolutely gorgeous. You have some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Yes, in the world, located out here in Kailua. It's a great place if you are an outdoors fan, as you can do lots of things when it comes to snorkeling, surfing, kayaking. You can kayak right out to the Mokaluas, which is amazing. It's also one of the world-class best windsurfing areas in the world. It still also has kind of a small town feel where you still have some of these boutique shops, but you also have a mix of local breweries, local eateries, and we also have a Target, which just came in recently, which has been very convenient, so I don't have to go all the way to town. Now, if you are looking for the Walmarts, the Costco's, things of that nature, unfortunately, you will have to go to town or Hawaii Kai to find those things. We don't have that here in Kailua, but because we don't have those, it kind of helps us maintain that local small town feel. All right, guys, well, that pretty much wraps it up. Those are the top 6 neighborhoods that I would suggest if you're looking to move to Hawaii that you'd want to look into. If you guys have some more questions about these areas, feel free to reach out. I also have tons of videos that go over each one of these areas a little bit deeper. This is kind of a summary, but if you want to talk story about it, feel free to reach out to me. Got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. With that being said, I'm Patrick with PatrickLongRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.